Hello, and welcome to Maggie Walker Drama's virtual production of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I am Leigh Glatt, the director, and I just want to sincerely thank each of you who are watching right now. We thank you for your support of Maggie Walker Drama in this very strange virtual learning environment. I also want to personally thank all of the students, the booster parents, Mr. Cashwell, and everyone who worked on this show. A special shout out to our tech team who worked tirelessly to edit and put all of these recorded scenes together. I was delighted to be able to cast every student who auditioned this fall. So you will see that sometimes two students will be playing one role, and we've marked this with an intermission, a brief pause during Act 3. Finally, I just want to again give a shout out to the students who worked on this, because I was so impressed with their willingness to jump in and try something new. There were many bumps along the way, but they stuck with it, and I'm just so proud of their work on this production, and we hope you enjoy.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 days will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in a different key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of mine eye.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgraft in respective years.
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eye.
Or, if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold! The jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, for ours is a customary cross, as due to lovers as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morn of May. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrows with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers love, and by that fire that burned the Carthage queen when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, tomorrow in the place thou hast appointed me, I shall meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away? Call you me fair? That fair again, unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars. Your tongue more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so yours would I catch, fair Hermia. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to you to be translated. Teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seems Athens as a paradise to me. Ugh, and what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell. Helen, to you our minds I will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearls the bladed grass, the time that lover's flight doth still conceal, through Athens' gate have we devised to steal. And in the woods where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there Lysander and myself have devised to meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Helena, adieu. And as you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some may be. Through Athens, I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He do not know what all but he do know. And has hairs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blinds. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no highs heed unheedy haste. And so love is said to be a child. For in choice he is so oft beguiled as waggish boys in games themselves forswear. So the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere he looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will tell him of fair Hermia's flight. And then will he to the woods tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, 'tis a dear expense, but here mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name who's thought fit through all of Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day. At night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and the most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, I will condole in some measure to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ericles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in to make all the split. The raging rocks and shimmering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. And Phoebus's car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. That was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Ericles' vein, a tyrant's vein, a lover's more condoling. Oh, and let me play Thisbe too. I hide my face and speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe, ah, Pyramus, my lover dear, my Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus and flute, you Thisbe.
And let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek. And that were enough to hang us all.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you to where any nightingale.
No, no, no! You must play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw color beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and grain beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow.
Well, some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But I digress. Meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There will we rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw up a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Carter, hold both strings.
How now, spirit, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through a flood, through a fire. We do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And we serve the fairy queen, and dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, and their gold coat spots see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their saviors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lobspheres, all be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed that the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because she has as her attendant half a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to train the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do swear that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery? Skim milk and sometimes labor in the current, and rootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm. Those that call you hobgoblin call you and sweet pup, You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile. When I have fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlip pour the ale. That's wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometimes for 3-minute footstool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here come Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
What, jealous, Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steep of India, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy to love Theseus? Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Paragona, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Agles break his faith with Ariadne in Antiopeia?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, hath every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the murrain flock. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with hymn or carol blessed, therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air, that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Hime's thin and icy crowd, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries. The mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Oh, set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail among the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round to see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Oh, where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stay with me. Thou toldst me they were stolen to this wood. And here am I, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, and yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave thee your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow thee.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel. And Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me your leave. Unworthy as I am to follow thee, what worser place could I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to use me but as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I'm sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on thee.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of the night and the ill counsel of such a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night. Nor doth these woods lack worlds of company, for you, in my respect, are all the world. Then how can it be said that I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll hide from thee, and I'll run to the brakes, and I'll leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
Even the wildest have not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne gives the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hen makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go, or if thou should follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
In the temple, in the town, in the fields, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! You're wrong to set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love, as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of a hell, to die upon the hand that I love so well.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and, to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean to say that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom we deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. How much beshrews my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off. In human modesty, such separation, as may well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So, far be distant. And good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I. And end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
I am out of breath in this fawn chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am ugly as a bear, for beasts that look at me do run away for fear. Therefore 'tis no wonder that Demetrius do as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine may me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But what's this? Lysander on the ground, dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena! Nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What, that he love your Hermia? Yet Hermia still loves you. Therefore be content.
Content? With Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's story written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I can never nor never did deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eyne? But you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sir, you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perchance I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia lies thou there. And never mayest thou come Lysander near, for as a surefoot of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surefoot and my heresy, of all be hated, but most of me. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you've spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor, an act or two perhaps if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet. Odors savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear, and by I will to thee appear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while.
Stranger Pyramus had e'er played there.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse, that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb. At Ninny's tomb. Psst. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is...
If I were fair, fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We're haunted! Pray, masters! Fly, masters! Help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire, at every turn.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will stand here and I will sing, so that they know that I am not afraid. He oohs a cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with a little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, with plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not enter, and dares not enter, nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he never cry cuckoo? Never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, and so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtues perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. More pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Oh, thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve my own turn.
Well, out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. Well, I am a spirit of no common rate, and the summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Cobweb!
Ready. Where shall I go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him apricocks and dewberries and purple grapes, green figs and mulberries. The honeybags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop up their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elf, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
I cry your worships mercily, heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Ah, I shall desire you more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you.
Come, Cobweb, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awakened. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What knight rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook a scene and entered in a break, when I did at this advantage take an ass's knoll I fit on his head, and anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When they him spy as wild geese at the creeping fowler eye, or russet painted cuffs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worst, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er her shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that moon may pass through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierce through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ay, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou hast driven me past the bounds of my maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou look upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thy serpent never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I show. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Here for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrout sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put into scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips those kissing cherries tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Taurus snow, then with the eastern wind turns to a crow. When thou holdst up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite, oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You are both rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena? A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor mate's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to my bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is it home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
This fair is not the faith thou dost not know. Lest to thy peril thou will buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I think it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who engilds the night, than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear, thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be. Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent, when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is all forgot? All school days' friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both wordling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union and partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies, but one heart. Two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one, and crown it with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I'm amazed by your words. I scorn you not, it seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Oh, me? You juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she had prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails cannot reach into thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me. Gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in truishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark again.
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that, in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quite go, to Athens will I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You shall see how simple and how fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows doth counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all air with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night-swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards. Damned spirits all, and crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds have gone, for fear lest they should look their shame upon. Willingly themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and, like a forester, the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns yellow gold his salt green streams. But, notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one. On the ground, sleep sounds, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known that every man must take his own. In your waking it shall be shown, Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill, the man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Oh, Peace Blossom.
Ready?
Monsieur Peace Blossom. Good monsieur. Get you your weapons in hand and kill me a red-hipped humble bee on the top of a thistle. And good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action though, monsieur. And good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, senor. And Peace Blossom.
Ready?
Give me your knife, monsieur. Pray you, leave your courtesy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good monsieur, but to help you to scratch. I must to the barber's, for I think I'm marvels hairy about, and I'm such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear of music. Let's have the tongues and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly, a pack of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay. Sweet hay. Hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather a handful or two of dried peas, but I pray you, let none of your people stir me, or I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Peace Blossom, away, and be always away. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist, the female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity. For, meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples had rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty Floriet's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her a changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes, and take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awakening when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud, or Cupid's flower, hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh, my, Oberon! Oh, what visions I have seen! Oh, methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
Oh, how come these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. I will take off his head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 descents.
Music, ho! Music, such as charm asleep.
Sound music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be.
We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near, seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such gallant thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanding, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dewlap like the Salian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each, a cry more tunable was never hollowed to, nor sheared with horn. In Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly, judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
This is Hermia, here asleep. And this Lysander, this Demetrius's, and this Helena, old Netter's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and, hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice? Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns.
'Tis strange, my Theseus.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy, rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and, in imagination, bodies forth the forms of things unknown. The poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives them to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination that, if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in that night, imagining some fear. How easy is a bush, suppose a bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, and the object, the pleasure of mine eyes, only Helena. To her, my lord, I was betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like a sickness I did loathe this food. But as in health come to my natural taste, now do I wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will hear more anon, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall be eternally knit. And, for the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3, we'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem so small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho. Peter Quince. Flute the bellows mender. Snap the tinker. Starveling. God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep? I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if you were to go about to expound this dream. You thought I was. There is no man can tell what. You thought I was, and you thought I had. But man is but a patched fool if you were to offer to say what me thought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it at the latter end of the play, before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
I've sent to Bottom's house, and he has not yet come home. He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported. If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it? It's not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he. No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens. Yeah, and the best person too, and he is a very paramour for a sweet voice. You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught. Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport has gone forward, we would have all been made men. Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus he hath lost sixpence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged, he would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus, or nothing.
Hey, where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom, almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to disclose wonders. But ask me not what, for if I were to tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part. The short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let this be have clean linen, and let him not that plays the lion pare his nails, or they shall hang out the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. Well, no more words. Away. Go away.
Offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with good will, to show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you, our true intent is. All for your delight, we are not here. That you should repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know. Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. That man is Pyramus, if you would know, that beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. That man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through walls chink poor souls there content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. That man with lantern dog and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine, for if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, meet at Ninnis' tomb, there to woo. That grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, thy trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. As she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion with bloody mouth did stain, and on comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast, and Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, and wall and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all his weary task fordoing. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, everyone puts forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies, that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, follow darkness like a dream, now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give glimmering light by dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each line a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we shall sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be. And the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand, never mole, hair lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in nativity shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless, through this palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think of this and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here whilst these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme is no more yielding than a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
All the leaves are brown. Church I passed along the way.